Hey, cast is live. We got pre-check's good, sound is good, everything's checking. Hey, my name's Tim. This is the Corvus Cast. Welcome back. Sorry for the inconvenience of last week. There was a lot of stuff going on, and I got sick and had some downtime, and it's crazy. But we're back. This is the Corvus Cast, where the host isn't particularly attractive, the jokes aren't funny, and we just talk about made-up stuff all the time anyway. So let me go ahead and just drop a link down in the chat here really quick so that everybody can see. There it is. I'll cover my face up. There we go. Bam. Discord chat. Boom. Hopefully the latency in the chat will be a little bit better tonight and for the next coming weeks because I got my internet upgraded to like much more better. So we'll go ahead and do the plugs right now. If you aren't on the Discord or you haven't been in the Discord or you want to be in the Discord, you should join the Discord because we do a lot of discussion there. We have a lot of discussion about development, about parts that are in work, different builds, different structures, all the things. The link is down in the chat below. You can grab that up anytime you want to. Go over to the Discord and start chatting. I think the Discord is up and running now, so let's see here. I'm just going to announce that the Corvus Cast is live. Here we go. We're live. And maybe drop into the stream. There's a stream channel if you guys want to chat. I'll have both of them up so that people can chat on both channels here. So if you're listening and you're talking to the if you're listening and talking through the Discord, then that's available. And if you're listening and talking through the YouTube chat, that is also available. So in case you've been living under a rock for the last like 2 or maybe 3 weeks now, the Fall Vibe sale is still going. It's live until the 21st, and so you have about 4 more days until the end of that sale, and the 10% will be off, and you'll probably see it again come like I don't know, Black Friday time frame. I've done a couple of different announcements about this through the cast. I haven't really told anybody else on any of the other places, but I've kept my sales efforts relatively light this year because of all the things that are happening. One, and then two, you know, we've got just last year felt like we had a whole bunch of sales that kind of inundated everybody, and I don't want to be that guy that just pressures you to come buy my stuff. I think the product speaks for itself and it does the things that it's supposed to do, and so I think that everything is working the way that it has been intended to work because you guys are still buying product and we're still making revenue on it. So it's really, really awesome. Things are moving up and away from like the lower end of the spectrum as we begin to add more inventory. People are building like complete lightsabers out of all the stuff that I've put together so far. So I'm really, really happy about that, excited. Again, sale ends on the 21st if you get a chance to hit that up. If you don't worry, there's one more sale this year. It'll be the Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It'll be Black Friday, Saturday, Sunday through Cyber Monday, basically. So 4 days. I'm going to try to get a really concentrated sale there, and I might bump sales up to like 15%. I don't know. I'm trying to move some inventory out and make some income so that we can start making more parts as we go forward. Everything has been doing really, really well so far, though. Reviews, I think I talked about this last time. Reviews are open, and if you guys are buying parts, you should be getting emails in about like 7 to 10 days after a purchase to like let you feel out what that part is like and see how you like it. Most everybody likes it. I've been getting 5-star reviews pretty much the whole time, so I'm really happy about it. If you guys would do me a solid and hit the review buttons when they come in, just leave like either a review in a shop or leave a review through the I can't think of what it's called, Judge Me email that you should get. It's automated, so you'll see it within about 7 days of a purchase. Should be right about the time that you receive it and within a couple of days. So get an opportunity, like use it, touch it, put in something good. All of that positive press helps out. And so I really appreciate everything that you guys have done for me so far with that. I think that reviews are available on Google, and I think that Google pulls forward the Judge Me stuff. I'm not 100% certain, but it could be something that needs to be addressed a little bit later. This week I got approval from Meta and Facebook to put all of the stuff that we've got into Facebook, and so now I should be able to have my entire store available to see inside of Facebook, which I think is really, really cool. I tried it with like TikTok at one point, and TikTok is trash. I'm not a fan of it. I really only just use it for like edgy videos to try and get people interested in like what I'm doing. It honestly doesn't get a lot of press from me. It's mostly like Facebook, Instagram space. Do I want to get better at TikTok? Absolutely. I think that there's a whole lot of people, and in fact, my followership on TikTok is much bigger than it is over on any of the other platforms. I think Facebook is at like 500. My TikTok is over like 1,000. And so I'm trying to expand that and move it out into new things, new territories. So you got 2 people on, so thank you and welcome. I appreciate your presence. If you guys have anything to say or you want to chat about, throw it in the text or throw it in the chat block, and we'll have discussion about it soon. Let's see here. Reviews. Hey, that's right. We're going big. We're trying to go big. There's a lot of obstacles in the way. Most of it is just time. I just don't have a ton of time to throw at this stuff because I am constantly working on developing new products, and I'm always pursuing what that next step is going to be. So it makes it really hard for me to put a lot of effort in that. I'm coming up with a schedule that's like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like social media thing, but I can't keep up with places like Theory Sabers. They're ridiculous. Like, is anybody, like, this isn't trying to be a rag on anybody, but like, is anybody exhausted by the way that advertising is, right? Like in the Saber world specifically, they're just like over the top, ridiculous. I think that it's a product of that kind of this social media revolution that we're in, where everybody has to go like to the extreme and show you every like major thing and beat the crap out of stuff just to get people to buy their product, which is kind of frustrating because I just don't have the time or energy to chase that dream. I need to buy or hire some sort of company, I think, to do that social media effort. I don't know. I prefer this type of engagement, this type of back and forth that people give me through the cast and through the Discord. It's a lot more fun. It feels a lot more genuine. I'm not just trying to sell you my product. I'm letting the product hopefully speak for itself, do the thing. I'm doing a lot of talking while I'm letting the product speak for itself. It's stupid. This week we had, not this week, within the last week or so, we had the launch of the most recent set of parts, which was it was codenamed Whirlwind, but it was the emitter cap or emitter tip type 1. I got to make sure I get that term right because cap is not the right term. It's a tip. Let me write that down. Tip. Emitter tip. Emitter tips type 1 and the emitter flange type 1 just released. So if you were counting, that is 1 product segment for emitters, 2 product lines, the emitter tips and emitter flanges, and then 2 new products in totality for both of those lines. So that was a lot of words to describe the fact that we released 2 parts, but it's a big step for me because we're into producing emitters, which was the area that I was really, really worried about. I was really concerned. I was really nervous about producing emitters because there's so many things that have to look the right way with emitters, because they're like the piece that everybody sees and is drawn to because that's where the blade comes out of. I've talked about this a lot of times in the videos. I think that we're on a path right now that is making it work. It's making it work. We're getting to that point where we're developing parts that are show worthy, emitter worthy. Let's see. I talked about this. We actually have 6 parts in sample right now, which is a lot. It's more parts than I've ever had in sample, and most of it has to do with I had opened up kind of a new. Let's see. I talked about it last episode, but I opened up kind of a new avenue for producing parts in the States. Unfortunately, it is expensive. It's a lot more expensive than what I wanted it to be, but I think for small batches or small runs, it can be doable, and I may end up having to eat a little bit of the cost in the long run, but I think it's possible. I'm going to try and talk them down a little bit because it's way too expensive. But so the 6 parts that we have in production, I actually have two samples of one of the parts because he had made a mistake when when we were talking. I wasn't particularly clear, and so he made two samples of one part. He actually made five, but the other ones needed some work, and I wanted to try some stuff on them. And so he made two samples of one of the parts, and there's three other ones that are in sample, and then I have three more parts that went over to my overseas manufacturer, and they are currently running these to sample, and I'm anticipating them to show up within the next like week or so, hopefully. At least that's my thought process. It should be. The cast is quiet. Let me see. I'm sorry if the cast is quiet. I just turned up the gain on the mic. Hopefully that should fix it. I don't know. We'll see. If not, I can always tweak the adjustments on the actual microphone itself here. So let me give you just a little bit of nudge. There we go. How's that? Hopefully that's good. It looks good to me. Looks like it's okay. Sorry if my voice kind of goes in and out. I'm still recovering, and I haven't quite gotten the full legs back underneath of my voice. Sometimes it'll go. It might start to fade here about the halfway or maybe 45-minute mark when I've been talking too much is usually the problem. So there we go. We got the volume fixed. I'll keep that adjusted, and the microphone is right here, kind of in my face. You can see it at the edge by the mic or by the crest down there at the bottom. So I try to keep it close to me. All right, let me switch over my view really fast, and I'll put these up on screen real quick. Sorry, I had to kill the sound there, get a little swig of water. Yeah, these are the three parts that are currently in sample for. These are the three parts that are currently in sample overseas right now. I've got a knurl, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see it very well. I'm gonna move these around just a little bit because they're kind of. I can see the resolution in my picture might be a little fuzzy, but I don't know if that's in your picture. That's very fuzzy. So. Let me just go ahead and move these a little bit, and we'll zoom in on them a bit and play around. Okay. So here is the diamond knurl that we've got. Wow, that's really playing tricks on my eyes while I move it. So hopefully you guys can see it. The diamond knurl is let's see, this item is like 16 millimeters and change, and so this knurl is about 14 millimeters worth of knurl, and I kind of made it with this land in here so that you guys can put accent rings in it. So the accent ring would cover this up, but it also allows it to be kind of asymmetrical. One of the things that I try to build into my parts is asymmetry, so that you can flip them 180 degrees and make them usable in a different way. And you'll see that here in just a second, because if you put this knurling up against this body, it kind of looks a little funny sometimes. Let's see here. Brain, immediately toss one of your chokes between the emitter end and the knurl part and finish with the rib. Yep, that would actually look really, really good. I think that's going to be awesome. And I'm just going to show you a couple of quick parts here. We're getting to a point where we can start constructing things and see what they look like in the long term. And so this is the diamond knurl. This is the straight knurl. It has, I think, 150 of these. It looks kind of like a camera part. That's what I was trying to capture. I think that it looks cool, like a camera adjust. You know, when you're twisting some sort of focal element or something like that. And so I'm trying to make sure I get that captured. I'd like to produce maybe one or two more, like one of them with 100 knurls and 100 straight knurls, and then another one with 200 straight knurls, and it just makes it look like it's a finer instrument, you know, something that's just I don't know. It reminds me of the tools that I used to work with. We had these outside micrometers that I worked with in my last job as a jet engine mechanic, and we would use it to measure the outside of, you know, the outside diameter or the outside like measurement of some sort of thing. I don't know what, some widget. And they were very precise tools, but the barrel of them, when you would use them, they had kind of a ratcheting mechanism. And so the barrel would close, basically the barrel would turn a dial shut and it would move apart to the anvil that would connect it together. And so that piece had a straight knurled element just like this, and it has a kind of reminds me of my time while I was on active duty. So it's super cool. The third piece that is in that's currently in sample right now is this. We'll call it emitter. I have it marked as an emitter ring. You might see it on the screen on the title, but it's a tip, and it's themed off of the Menace. But when I was sitting here looking at it for a little bit, I wasn't really fond of what the Menace looked like. I have one on my desk, and I was looking at it, and I was like, I need something else. I think that it's missing something. And I saw a example of another part from another manufacturer that kind of mimicked the Menace, but wasn't exactly perfect. And so what I did was I just kind of nudged back this edge a bit, gave it a chamfer, so you can see the little chamfer there, and kind of put like a triangle cut kind of right here that went across. I think if I can't highlight it in this image, but if I pick it to the right here, you can see where there's like a triangle cut, or where there would be, and I caught that edge and I gave it a little bit of a radius so that it has a nice blend into that space. I thought it looked really cool, as well as I increased the count of the crowns from 8 that's currently on the Menace to 10. So I thought that looked a little bit cooler and gave it the right amount of differentiation between manufacturers that it would look kind of cool in my bevy of parts. So we'll play with these really quick. I'll do a quick flip on this guy here really fast, and we'll put it together. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, crenellations. That's usually the term that I use to describe those emitter, or that part of the emitter, crenellations. Wow, what did I do here? I really messed that up, didn't I? It's all over the place. Okay, so that part there was what I wanted to show, and you can see kind of immediately. Oh, you know what? That area that you're talking about on a sci-fi engine or on any jet engine is actually called convergent exhaust nozzle. Just so you're aware. So that was the areas that I enjoyed working on the most because they were super cool. When the aircraft would like throttle up, it would like condense down to restrict the throat of that space, and it would create more thrust on the engine. And then when it would go to afterburner, it would open back up. I got some really cool videos of it from when I was on active duty. I'll have to show you guys sometime. But it was really neat, and it made cool noises too. Yeah, the great nozzle. So here's a really good example of those two parts together. The straight knurl with the gap on it on top of, or with the Menace, with the codename Menace. We're just calling it's going to be the Type 2. It's the tip type, emitter tip Type 2 is what it's going to be. So the emitter tip Type 2 is perched on top of it, and as you can see, it already looks really stinking cool. We can add a choke on it. We can put something on here, I think, to the bottom and make this into something else. Let me find something else really fast. I got an adapter in here that I want to put on. Beep, beep. Yeah, we'll grab a... I'm going to throw an adapter in here somewhere. This is another one of the parts that is currently in production, or excuse me, this is one of the parts that is currently in sample, and you'll see that here in just a minute, I think. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. Would you look at it? Yeah, put a blade plug in the assembly, and it would be a sweet pommel. That could be true too. It would be an awesome pommel. You can already see though, like the part combinations that are available with this new structure that I'm chasing down here. This already looks cool, and I think all told it's going to be like right around like 25 or 30 bucks. I got a plan, and I got a thing that I'm working on that you guys are going to see here very soon, that will hopefully knock your socks off, number one, and number two, is going to create a new set of elements that we're going to work through. And so like I got some like thought processes ruminating. It's already ready. It's actually already ready. I've just been sitting waiting to, I don't say ready. It's already structured. It's already built. Most of the pieces are, but I'm waiting to launch it until probably the new year. And so you guys should keep your eyes open for something into the new year, right? Because it's gonna be huge. Yeah, it's gonna be good. So that piece there, we'll drop that one out. We could put another one in. You know, I don't know. This is the new cam. This is another part that I have currently going into sample. Whoops. I made a boo-boo. I made it off thinner. Okay. There it is. No! What did I do? Alright. I inadvertently screwed this whole thing up. There's another combo that could work alright too. This was what I called the cam. This is based on the cam. This guy here. Basically, the most versatile part that you're going to see in the VHC world, in my opinion, it's this cam extension. And so, I wanted to make this lower end. I'll hold that up for you there. It's not going to focus, but basically a riff on that lower end here that fits inside of the alloy paradigm. So these lands here are 2 2/4, or 2 1/4, excuse me, millimeters. As most of my parts have that land, so you can still put it inside of a accent ring to hide it, whatever you want to do. But basically, I don't think that there is a single part in this combination that is going to look bad. So let me go ahead and get the original, the straight knurl out of here, and now we'll pull the other knurl up here and see what it do. Okay, there's that. Now we have the knurl at the very top of that position, and instead of that gap down there, and you can see the difference that it makes. I think that it looks really cool that way. You may not, that's okay too. But honestly, I don't think that there's any wrong thing that can be done with this component at this point. It really is, I don't want to say groundbreaking, but let's put it this way, it's the first knurled, we'll call it VHC band in the market yet. Like, that's going to make it to market. There hasn't been one to date yet. All of them have just been like banded, you know, like a band around the circumference of it. So this will be the first one that's out there of this type. So I'm really excited about it. I think it's really cool. Yeah, enough talk about that. Let's go ahead and get these off the screen. I'll show you. We'll go over to the side here, and I'll turn on my lights really fast, and I grab a drink, and we'll do the thing. But these are coming. I'll have samples of these in 1 week. They should be done by, I want to say Wednesday, they said, and I should see them by Saturday, and that will be just in time to show you guys everything in Discord. So if you aren't a part of the Discord, I'll plug it again. The link is in the chat. Get in the Discord and get your opportunity to see these firsthand. So we'll go ahead and dunk this out of here really fast, and we'll zip over to my other scene. And I gotta turn some lights on. I bought some new lights, and so I'm really excited about these. I bought some small rig lights that I found on TikTok, and they're meant for kind of like doing this side light stuff. And so I'm turning on these elements to make sure that they work correctly and have them positioned. And I should really show you what it looks like, because I got this little small rig light. You can kind of see it here. And I made a podium out of lightsaber parts. Not a podium, but like a, oh gosh, a gaff, I guess is the right term, like a camera gaff or a like light gaff out of it. And so the light actually fits inside of the diameter. It's 29 millimeter, 28 millimeter diameter for this thing to stand. Yeah, a light stand. So it's kind of cool. I'll try and turn that so that it doesn't blind you guys in the camera there, but hopefully it'll illuminate this area a lot better. It already does. It's much better. So let me pull this over here really quick so that I can talk to you over top of the area and grab a quick drink really fast. All right, so what you got in front of you here is some parts that were built by a guy that I'm working with. You might know him. His name's Kenny V. And he wanted to duplicate a pretty well-known and controversial Saber build, and I think he did. I added a couple of additions here up on the top. This is an emitter collection or emitter set that I put together. This is the emitter flange, a Type 2 a male adapter male Type 2 with a female type 1 nested inside of the type 2 cap with a male emitter, male thin neck adapter on that guy. So it's one of those controversial builds. If you know who it is, you know what it is. You get an idea. I just added a couple of pieces to it to make it stand out a little bit, and that's going to get set aside. What I really wanted to show were these pieces. So this is the first piece of the collection here, or not collection, the first piece of the examples that I've got. And so this is the angled emitter, or excuse me, the angled adapter. Then essentially it's the male mini choke, and the design name is angled. So I got two of them. You can't really tell the finish is any different, but there's a feel, like you can feel the finish is different. There's kind of a drag with your fingernail. You might even be able to hear it. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm working with him, working with my Guy Garage machine contact to sort those out. But I thought that it would be worthwhile to show you guys these parts, and we can just put some items to them and see what they look like. I've got a few parts floating around here on the side that I can snag up, but I'll just go ahead and throw these together. These are done translated from metric to ASMR Corvus over here. I actually hate ASMR videos. They make me crazy. So I try not to have to do that stuff to make money, you know. I should do like a Saber ASMR, like this sound. Not the one, not the anodized sound that's like scream, scream, scream. So these are there's your examples there. So one of the things that I noticed with these builds, yeah, I think that it would look good on the grenade grip. Let me grab one really quick and I'll show you what that would look like. But the cut on the end of this is just a little off. He needs to take about a couple thousandths of an inch off to be able to get it, or maybe a hundredths of a millimeter to get it to sit down correctly, because it kind of has some bind there at the end where it's not fitting correctly. So I need to talk to him about some of that. But it's all just the things that you do when you're working with a new manufacturer. You got to work out the kinks and bugs, right? So, you know, I really like these in particular. I think that they bring a nice, I'll call it Gary Morris mining colony vibe to the builds. And you know, I like to emulate some of these guys that are out here building. Like I like emulating like Nick Cohen. I think his builds look really great. Gary Morris's mining colony, like that kind of like chunky structure where you have like pieces that are separated by like not crenellated, but like reduced or wasted down areas. I think that looks really, really cool to me. I find them entertaining and interesting and fun to look at. So let me take apart this other piece here really quick, and I'll stack one of these in between. Hopefully I'm not wiggling too much for you guys. So we'll go ahead and take this apart. So one of the things I also want you guys to look at here is really cool, and it was not totally intentional, but it happened in a really cool way. So inside of here is one of my Type Zeros, and my Type 0 is clocked, and I've done this a couple of times on a couple of these. My Type 0 is clocked so that when you get to a certain spot here, a quick nudge, and it aligns all the lugs of the grenade grip. It's almost 100% perfect. It's a slight nudge and it aligns, and you can see it's perfect. And for me, as somebody that has a little bit of OCD, that makes me feel good. That makes me feel really good when that happens. And so the design that I have for this in the smaller version means that it will clock in the same fashion. It will clock in the same fashion for the small one. So I have a four layer lug that I'm going to put together for this that will make in between level grips. And so as you can see, this is a 105 millimeters, and this is the grenade grip. And where my thumb is at is where that grenade grip terminates, right? And so it's pretty short. It's a shorty. And so if I make you a 4 or 5 lug component to fit that, it'll be right at that 105 millimeters, and you'll have a perfect grip and a perfect connection between them. So it's almost seamless. Like you could barely see that. I can't even get it turned enough to show you what that looks like. You can't see it. You can't triple stamp with double stamp, dude. You just can't. So I'm particularly proud of that engineering feat. I don't know that it was on purpose or that it happened. I think that it happens like that. I've done it on 3 or 4 of these now, to where it lines up pretty much perfectly, and that makes me really, really happy. Ooh, I just dropped a thing. Give me a second here. There we go. All right, let's put these in between one of these grenade grips and see what that thing do. What that thing do? I said, hey boy, what that Saber do? I said, I don't know. It lights up and goes brrr. I'm dumb. Not godlike. I'm not that good. It just happens. Sometimes it just happens. Some things happen like that. So there you go. That was the example that you were asking for. The light levels are just a little high still. Bring that down a bit so you can kind of see it. Now we're getting a lot of reflection from the side. Yeah. I guess it would help if I could find the direction I'm supposed to go. You know, it's inverted because I'm sitting behind the camera. I should probably do that a little bit differently. But it does look pretty cool, and it's got a nice feel to it and a nice like spacing for the grip. It's not bad. I like it. Looks good. Let's drop it on this thing really fast. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I like it, but like this spot here, not a huge fan. It could be a little bit different. I think it'd be okay. Probably need a different part in there for some of that. But yeah, you know, that part is one of the ones that are currently in development, and I'm hoping to get a couple more of the other types. The discussion that I had with my guy, his name's Dave, he said that it should show up around Monday. I should be able to have copies of these by Monday, and he's worked through kind of the exterior of it and the finish to make sure that it has good feed rate so that it tracks correctly, as well as cleaning up these threads and the back spacing, the chamfering behind it so that it threads nicely, because some of these don't quite thread nicely, so it might just be changing up the spacing or the timing on it just a little bit. Yeah, I really like them. I think that they're cool. I think that they're going to be a nice addition, and they don't deviate too much from the paradigm, right? The paradigm of parts, I guess. And so it does have just a little bit of a dump or a step down right here, and I like that. I wanted to see that. I didn't want it to be like full diameter, but it will still allow you to put on things like accent rings and such. So, you know, I could put on an accent ring like this. As long as the adjoining part is 33 millimeters, you're going to be good. So now I got like a double step kind of thing going on, you know, where I have like a larger step up on that piece. Not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. You can even do things, I think this one will accept it. You can even do things like this. This is a good one. So in the future, I'm going to be changing some more of these designs. There's going to be new ones and longer ones coming out, and so you won't have to do this like double match kind of thing, because when you look at it, you kind of see the two, like rib lines in it. I'm not a huge fan of them doubled up together like this. But I think that it does look cooler on a larger segment. So if I drop this off here and I put these on a slightly larger segment, you'll kind of see what I mean, how cool it looks. Because you got now a pretty decent gap between parts. So you kind of have that build up area in between them. So it's not terrible looking. It's not bad. Well, I guess it wouldn't be too bad if I could get it to start. That was something that I wasn't. Yeah, you kind of have that. You kind of have that look. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can make one. I got a couple parts here that I could do that potentially with. Hold on a minute. See if I can track down another one. No, that's not working right. Don't do that, ding dong. The threading was messed up. There you go. Boom. Yeah, you could do that. Pretty cool looking. Anyways, at some point there's going to be some more of these accent bands that are going to go on here, and we'll get those developed, and we'll see them show up different spaces, different times. Probably just squared up ones, simple ones, to make it, make it really, really easy. I got a couple other ones that are themed off of the knurled as well, so I'm really excited about seeing that at some point. Just give me 1 second. I gotta have a quick drink, and we'll go back to doing something else here. All right, we're at like the 40-minute mark, which is really, really cool. Let's see. We've explained the caps. We've explained the new parts that are coming. Showed you the samples there, and we're kind of at I don't want to say impasse, but like a holding pattern here. Let me bring my mic over here, and I'll bring the development stuff up. So we haven't really done like a whole huge play thing. I don't know if I want to do a build thing where we're building underneath the light here, or if we want to just go and play around with like a let's design for the last like 25 minutes or something. I kind of was playing around with some ideas I thought was really cool, and so we might do like a let's design thing just to mess around a bit, because I had a brainwave last night, and it's something I thought was kind of neat. So let me go ahead and kill these lights. I'm going to swap my scene back to this here really quick, clear these guys out, and we'll play around with something really fast. One moment. I really need to get these lights on an auto thing, so I don't have the lights that I have to turn on all these things. So, all right, we're in a design space. So last night I had a brainwave. I thought that it was really cool, and I don't know if it's going to be feasible or not. I've already got it designed, and it would be worthwhile probably to show you guys what it looks like first, before I like get all crazy with it. But I guess we'll try and find a pommel design really quick that I like, and maybe play around with it. I've got a couple of them floating around in my inbox here. In my inbox, I guess. I was looking for something specific, something fun, something interesting, and maybe, I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't like to browse my phone while I'm on the cast too much, but I think I might have found it. Yeah, there it is. Maybe. Nah. So like the crazy part is the only way to achieve this piece is it has to be a 2-part pommel. And so I've made mention about 2-part pommels before, and I like them. I think that they're pretty cool. I've already made one of them, but this one is new and different, and it changes kind of the idea of the pommel itself into something else entirely. And so I want to make sure that I get it right when we start trying to do this stuff. Because I'm just not a fan of having holes in my pommel. I like my stuff to kind of be hidden a little bit. I'm more interested in like seeing something that looks complete and hidden, right? So I'm sorry about this. I'm kind of going through and trying to find a pommel design. There it goes. That's the one I was looking for. I'm gonna play with this one just a little bit. Okay, we got it. We found it. I found it. Calm down. Calm down. Okay. We are turning this to the right. I want the front. Bam. All right. That went crazy. What is going on with my thing? Why is it doing that? Nope. Nope. We're not doing that. Not playing that game today. Okay. Here we go. Got it. Winning. Winning. Okay. I'm not sure what size that looks like, but we're going to go with a 30. Let's go 36. We'll do a 33 on the end here, and then we'll go to a 36. And I'll need to do this for just a second here. Do 7. All right, give us a little 36 millimeter, Johnny, and drag this out just a little bit. I want this to be able to be used. I want it to be larger than the basic pommels because I honestly don't like pommel designs that are the same diameter as the outer diameter of your lightsaber, because who makes lightsabers with pommels that can slip out of your hand like that? Even the Graflex had it, and it had an end on it that was bigger, right? It had like the windshield wiper blades on it, so it wouldn't slide out of your hands allegedly. I don't know. I'm just making that up. But who would make a pommel that would slide out of your hands? I know who. Sci-fi nerds would. That's who. Okay. So we're gonna slap a angle on here. I want to pull that back just a bit, and this one is going to have a wider, kind of a wider angle to it. That might actually be better to do this instead. Let's go that. We shorten it up just a bit, and we're going to chamfer that. I need 2 angles on it, and I need that angle to be like steep, like 25 degrees, 10 degrees, 15 degrees. Let's do that. All right, pretty close there. 20. No, it's in between. How many degrees is in between that? Let's see. Do a 17. Nope, that's not it either. 16. We're getting warmer. Hey, that looks like crap. Not a fan. Here's what we're going to do. Now we're going to pull that back. We're just going to go full depth here. Boop. And then we'll pull it back with this. I normally wouldn't have messed around with that, but I wanted to see if I could do it, and I don't want to mess with it in the chat, in the video, so we'll just do it this way. Nope, nope, nope. See, I like it. I'm going to pull this back a little bit into a curve space. That's way too much. Why are you doing that? Yep. So it basically looks a little bit like a larger, more taller, what the heck is that one called? I got it right here on my box. It's in my parts box, but I don't know what the heck a name is. Oh, so we're just gonna grab that kind of like so and round this end off as well. I don't know if I'm super excited about the way that this looks yet, but I think that I will be. We'll see what happens. No, not the Raider. It was something else. No, it's an old-timey one. I want to say it's the Whirlwind, but it's this cap. Sorry about your ears. It's still wrapped in plastic is how old this part is. But it's been used a couple times. It's basically a version of this. Kind of like has a nice like curve along the end of it. I actually don't have a lot of light in here. I thought that it was brighter. I turned all my bright light settings up. Either way, I'll make it work. It's not a big deal. I'll bring this back. Let's see how deep this thing is. It's at 18 millimeters, so we'll go to 15, 14. And we'll just remember that we have 2 millimeters back there that needs to be accounted for. I'm going to take this to 33. That's too big. Let's see what 30 will fit. 28. Why are you doing this? Yeah, 28 will fit. Okay. It's not the Raider. Yeah. I can't think of what it is right offhand. We'll get to it in just a second, though. All right, here is the fun piece that I was playing with last night, and it was kind of interesting, kind of fun. I think that it will work. I think that I had it set at 20 millimeters, too. I'm going to run that. It's 2 millimeters worth of threading. I'll probably pull that back just a bit. Draw that back that way. All right. Here's where the fun begins. We're going to slap a thread in here, and it's going to be 20 millimeters by 1, and that's that. And then we're going to do this. Let's do a line instead. What is that attached to? It's not attached to the thing I wanted it attached to. Why did it do that? It disconnected it completely. Whoops. Man, I'm all over the place with the design stuff tonight, man. That's craziness. Okay. We're going to do this. Whoops, that cuts in too deep. I didn't want that. Okay. Try this again. Here we go. And we'll extrude that through and give it a nice cut. And what you're looking at is still in error. I did that wrong again. Okay. Let's try it again. One more. Okay. That's better. Yep, more better. Okay. So we catch this one. We're going to put a... Why you do this? Sorry, I'm kind of back and forth between here trying to figure out how far I can push that to the edge. Okay. Here's the fun part. We have a keyhole now inside of this piece. I've showed a couple of you what this thing kind of looks like, but I haven't shown everybody. I'm kind of interested in this. I've seen it on a couple of different designs before, and I didn't know exactly how to pull it off, but I think I figured it out. So we're gonna make a pattern. That's a mirror. Why are we doing this? Making a pattern, circular pattern. I want to use some features. I'm going to select these pieces there. We'll select the axes. It's going to be that, and we're going to put 20 holes. There we go. That looks like a lot, but it's maybe for demonstration purposes. Let's change that really quick. Let's change that to 14, 16 holes. Somebody messaged me. Nope. Okay, 16 holes. And you might be wondering, dang, Tim, that looks a lot like a stinking tap or a die or something. Like, what's that supposed to be, bro? But here's the fun piece. I developed this one last night. And this is a sound plug. It goes into the bottom of the piece. And it's threaded for 20 millimeters, and it has a little back set on it. Here, you can see the angled piece there. It allows the sound to come out around it. And you would plug that right in there, kind of like so. So it settles nicely, nestled safely inside of the pommel. You know, I'm not 100% what this would look like. You know, I think that it looks pretty cool. but the other brain part of me says that having something like this would be pretty neat if you wanted to hide like mundane stuff, right? And so the other design that I'm looking at right now, it has some different shapes kind of on the outside, and so you could put some embellishment, some details on this edge. Well, hold on a second there, bud. Hold on there, bud. That's not what it was supposed to do. Where are you at? Okay, we're going to draw that back just a bit. That's not what I wanted, damn it. Okay, we're going to leave that alone for now because I don't want to play around with it. But I might need to put another layer in here just to touch it up a bit. But what we can do is build a tangent plane off of this guy. Okay, and we're going to build some parts here on this area. My phone turned off. I can't see. I'm blind. We're going to go for 8. I think we're going to do 8 here. And we're going to put some holes on this guy here. Just to put something interesting in it. Yeah, you know, we're on the same wavelength here. I'm going to take these just out a tiny bit. See if that is the right size. I don't think that's the right size. I think it's too big. That's about right. Okay. I'm going to stick a hole in this thing, kind of like that. And then we're going to round all these corners up so that it is nice and clean. The sound coming out the edges here are actually probably not going to be things. It'll all come from basically the base of the saber, like coming out of the hole in the bottom of the saber. And I think that would be intentional. And the reason is because these holes are actually, like this design, just the way that it is, like here, is actually more, I think that it's more efficient at transmitting the sound out of it than maybe some of the current emitters are. I did some measurements on some of the holes. I have several holes in other pommels. Those pommels have between 3, let's see here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got one that has 9 holes, and those holes are like 3mm circles. Not even 3mm circles. They're like 2.5mm circles. And so the actual output of sound from them is pretty limited. This is almost double what some of those pommels are exhibiting just from the holes that are in this. These are 2. Yeah. And so like we're trying to direct that sound out, and yes, we're squeezing it through this large hole, but it is sculpted. It has rounded parts to it that will help funnel that sound out and create a louder noise out of the base of it, instead of bringing it out these side holes. So like this guy, I'm trying to find it. This one here, this is the solstice emitter. It's actually surprisingly efficient at sound movement. Excuse me, solstice pommel. It's surprisingly efficient at sound movement. It has 10. Let's see here. No, 8 holes. Excuse me. It has 8 holes, and they're like 3 millimeters by 4 millimeters in length, with a little bit of rounding in it. They're not really efficient in that they'll redirect sound, but they're really good at moving air, which sound is basically just air, right? So, it's pretty. I think that it could be pretty cool. It's something that I'm kind of cooking up right now, and you guys are the first to see it, which is pretty typical. Everybody that's on the cast is the first to see all the stuff that comes out of here. Dang it! I keep clicking the wrong things tonight. Can I get a pattern? I want to get a pattern. Okay, and we're gonna put this around the outside space as we have done before. And I don't want 20. I want 8. Yeah, 8's not bad. So, you know, you got the appearance of sound, the ability of sound, or the opportunity for sound to come out of it, but it's not completely dominated by these parts. But I think that the overall look of it would be really nice. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to grab this. I'm going to roll this back just a smidge. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to pull these up and round the bottom, because I think that using the tool to round the bottom of these would be really smart. And yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to catch this. And I'm going to do this. Yep. Okay. So this, we're going to advance a step here, and we're going to change the circular pattern to capture these additional features. And now I have a really nice looking pommel. Yep. I think that'll be good. That's actually a really cool one. I like it. Yep. We'll put a 29mm Johnny back here and drop that like it's hot. Thread that sucker at 29. Bam. There you go. It's not too bad looking, I think. That might be one of the future pommels you see. I don't know. I think I need to expand it just a little tiny bit, make it a little bit taller. And that's going to be kind of in this area here. Yeah, the phone's going off again. No, that's the wrong way. I want this one to go. Which way did I pick it? Yeah, it's a little bit better. I like that. It's a little bit longer. It puts the angle here on these guys just a little bit tighter. I can stretch that angle a little bit more. Yep. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. I might play around with that just a little bit more and make that a little bit more striking along this edge here. But for the most part, I think that that's pretty cool looking for a first run on something like this. Again, I've never done anything like this or like on this particular piece, but let me show you what was the original test from last night to see how that worked out. So here's a pommel end that I saw that I kind of liked. It's 33mm diameter, and it uses the same sound plug as well. So you can drag this across. Cancel that. Let's just unpin that. Now we can move it. You know, I don't know. We can try it really quick. Let's look at the straight knurled piece up against it. Also keep in mind that the one that's on the left is a larger diameter. It's actually shrouded, like the shroud diameter, so it would fit any one of the like accent rings or accent bands or caps, and so you could kind of layer them together to make a pommel piece that's taller. So that's kind of a secret element that I haven't done yet in this. We're actually at the 9 o'clock mark, which is running long for me. But let me show you what I'm talking about here and just pull out these pieces really fast as an end of show element. So I'll drop this in here. I haven't saved this yet, so I'm messing up my timeline. So you can see that 33mm end cap butts against it, so you can see right where that's supposed to be at. And I'm going to grab out a accent. I have it as an accent, shim sleeve. Let's grab a band. Let's grab an accent band. The band. That's the one we want. And we'll go with type 3. We'll just grab type 3. There we go. Whoops. I was not looking at it correctly. So there we have one that fits kind of flush up against it as the accent bandery. Yep. Well, I did do it wrong, damn it. Ooh, I swore. Sorry. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. And I want that kind of up against it. I have to look at how close it is, but it's not quite there yet. Bam. Okay. So there's that. And then I'll grab a straight knurled one as well. So that's one of the pieces, one of the ways that's kind of fun. And then I'll grab a knurled. What was that? It was in the body segments. I have too many parts now. I'm getting too big. My parts are getting too large. You wanted a straight knurl, so let's do a straight knurl. You want to get wild. That's what you want to do. I got you. Let me do this really fast. Let me take this out of here. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to put one more piece in here. I'm going to put one of those basic emitters, or basic adapters in here. Whoops. 30. Nope, let me get that out of there, dang it. I messed up again. My brain is not working tonight. Apparently, I am not back to where I should be mentally. Okay, there we go. Thank you for bearing with me. Okay, 31.5. This is also 31.5, so those are matches. That's good. So we can slide that on there like so. Now you have a straight knurl piece. That's mint. I think that looks really good. It looks super good. Oh my God. I need 5. I need 5 of these. We'll go ahead and delete that out of there and flip it. So you already saw what that looked like with the flip on it. Beep. So you can hide that and it would sit right up against there, just like so. I need to play around with this shape a little bit more. I think I need to bring it down a bit to a point. I hate to say bell end because it looks like a bell end, but it'll end up looking like a bell end. Hold on a minute. I have one more thing for you. Let me get this out of here. I want to show you that other piece. So this is that guy there. Delete the sound plug. One more piece. One more piece. Bith said, make it. Did I miss that? Did I miss that? It's in the chat, isn't it? Ah, I didn't have the chat stream up. I said that I had the Discord chat up, but I didn't have the chat window open because I bounced back and forth between the YouTube window. I should have split windowed it. So my bad. But yes, I definitely should have made it. Did you say surprise design? Surprise design. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. It could be a surprise design. It could be. I don't know. I might make it. I might make it. I might not. I don't know. It could be a surprise. God, I'm stupid. Everybody says they like it, so I guess I'm going to have to make it. Everybody says they like it. He says save it now. Save it now. Fire everything. Okay, one more thing. It's very close. We're 5 minutes past. It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to show this one really quick. So this is a thing. I'm all over the place. Accent rings. I'm not in. Nope, I'm not that. That's not the one. Accent bands. This is the one. Okay, so let me show you. First. Let's get this out. You guys have seen this one before, so it's not a surprise. I was quiet on that on purpose. I was just thinking about what this was. What does it look like? What does it do? And I like it. I like it a lot. Hold on, let me try it. Let me show you something. I gotta go in between with the wireframeage here really quick. You guys are gonna go into the matrix. Hang on a second. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. That'd be a really cool pommel end. Barricade the doors so you can keep casting. Yeah, so that would be a pretty cool pommel end, I think, you know? Yeah, it could be. Could be pretty cool. Yeah, you saw the name, the Dern, huh? Yeah. All right, let's do. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think that it's gonna look really, really good. I'm not saying that we're onto something, but we're kind of onto something. And if this hits, it's gonna hit hard. I think that we're building something really cool. And people, there's like 5 viewers, there's like 5 people that are in the cast that are gonna see this and they'll be like, yeah, that's gonna be really cool. Just wait, give me like 5 years. Give me like 5 years. Just 5 years. Actually, I could probably have this ready by like 3. But like, give me 5 years. We'll have all the components, all the models, all the pieces laid out, and we're gonna be there. It's gonna be there. It's going to be there. I promise. Let me get into the pommel sections here, and I'm gonna save this guy. Actually, the more that I look at this, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Did you say big brain time? You said big brain. What do you mean big brain? What are we talking about? Work email, don't want to use. Make that pommel. I see it now. Dominating. Okay. All right, I'm done messing around. I think that we have exhausted all of the discussion worthy elements to talk about, unless the big brain time is John going to tell me something that he wants to see put in here. But I'm interested in having larger pommels because I think that the pommels being bigger will be a lot heavier and make the balance of the Saber a lot better, in my opinion. Just my opinion. That's it. Totally my opinion. But do you want to know something cool? You could make that plug out of brass and weight it even further. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Oh, brainstorm time. Big, I got you. I see it. Okay, well, I think that's it. I think we're at the end of it. I think that we are done with this cast, and I figured out exactly what I'm going to do with this pommel. I'm going to make this pommel with that design. I'm going to do that not right now, but I'll do that. I will do that. I'm going to do that. So like this end cap type pommel is going to get that sound design for down here. It's going to look awesome. Super minty. I'm gonna put a hole in it for M4 because people want to put their D rings on it, but I'm gonna do it. I said I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put a thing. I'm gonna build a triumph arc, an arc de trump. No, not that. I'm gonna build these pommels. It's gonna happen. We're gonna do it. Yep. Save it. I don't know what the name of this is gonna be. Pommel type. You can already see we had one kind of like it. Let me pull that out here. Type 6.1. I joke, I goof. Let me pull this other palm out here. So this was the Type 6 that I had played with. And I like the shape of that one. It's a lot closer to the crown or closer to the solstice than I really like it to be. It's got 8 holes or 7 holes instead of 8, and I kind of like the asymmetry of that, but I'd like to get to this design but with this thing on the bottom of it, and it's actually at 20 millimeters there, so we could do that. I could make this design on that. Easy. Done. Okay, that's it. That's the cast. I'm finished. Mic drop. Seriously. I'm over by 10 minutes. If you're not in the Discord, I know that all of you in the cast are here, but those of you that tune in after the fact, if you aren't in the Discord, you should join the Discord by checking out the chat. It's the first message in the chat. I should probably put it back in. I don't know if I have it on a copy or pasta. Hey, there it is, right there. I just dropped it into the chat. Look at me doing streamer things. So hit the chat, do the Discord thing. Come and talk to us. We have a lot of things to talk about in the near future. We have that. You saw the developments. We've got 6 parts that are in dev right now, and those parts are going to be moving quickly. I expect to see samples on 2 of them next week, and then actually I'll see samples on all 6 of them next week. I'll get the 4 by Monday or Tuesday, and then I'll get another 2 by Saturday, and then in time for the next cast for us to play with a bunch of other stuff on the stream, and you guys will see all those things. So should be fun, should be interesting, and I'm really, 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 really looking forward to it. So if you guys are obliged, keep sending me your money, and I'll keep making cool parts. That's all I got. Oh, actually, one thing. If you guys know anybody that makes toys, not just like lightsaber toys in general, but like electronics toys that like squeak and make like noises, the one that I'm really interested in is like, you might see it on like Instagram or TikTok or in any of the shops. It does like the lizard. If you find that one, or you find somebody that knows how to make them, let me know, because I want to make one, and I want to make one with a crow sound. So like, ha, 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 when you hit it. I think that it'd be really fun to have in your office to mess with people, but also be really cool crow merch to send out as like prizes for people, like part of the crow army. So you can tune into the cast and you can ha, 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 hit your crow sounds. Anyways, my name's Tim. This has been the Corvus Cast. We're 15 minutes overdue, but it was really good experience to show you guys all the stuff that we're working on, or that I'm working on anyways. I'm going to get out of here. Peace. I'll catch you later. Ha ha. See you guys.